a video on flavoured butter. So, I've been messing around with like umami flavors recently, and I was kind of thinking, I remembered about Pat and Perrin, which is an called gentleman's relish, but it's basically just anchovies and salt and some spices and things, and it's delicious on toast with butter. Tiny little bit of it though. And I was kind of thinking, oh, well, at one point I should make some anchovy butter myself, you know. But then I kind of thought, I will do at some point. And then I remembered when my mum was little, she used to, more frugal times, even more so than now. They would eat bread and butter, and they would put salt on it, for a kind of like saltiness, and that kind of flavour, just to kind of make it something a little bit more than just bread and butter, as like a bit of a snack. And then I remember people talking about sprinkling OXO cubes on butter, on buttered toast, or putting it in sandwiches. And as a family, we have like Bovril on toast. Lots of people have Marmite on toast. All kind of quite similar. And then where I'm from in the UK, we have something called mucky fat, which is the fat that's from the roasting joint, that what you do is let it solidify, and then you spread that on toast. Sounds disgusting. It's delicious, especially if you get some of the meat jelly in there as well. So you kind of get that, depending on what, it's not particularly lamb, but certainly with pork or beef. Mucky fat's delicious. So I was kind of playing around with those ideas and kind of thinking my way through things, and then I kind of thought, well, we could use chicken stock cube to flavour some butter, couldn't we? That's what I was kind of thinking. And it's got that saltiness, it's got that meatiness. I mean, we could just put some OXO cube in it. But I just kind of thought, well, we've got chicken stock cubes, so let's just, it's going to be overly salty, is this chicken stock cube. So let's just taste a little bit of it first, and then think about how much butter we're going to put with the stock cube. So, difficult this, because I've only got a little bit of butter left. So that's 50 grams there. I've probably got maybe another 50 grams, so I don't really want to overdo the stock cube in that amount of butter. I reckon that much. Yeah, we can always add a little bit more. Now I just need to melt it slightly in the microwave, so it's just a little bit. I've been swimming, so the house is, I haven't had the heating on the house, so it's a little bit cool, so the butter that I left out isn't soft, so I'll just melt it and then we'll be back with some toast and see how it tastes. Right, so soften the butter and the stock cube, and we'll just mix it around with a fork. Could put it in the blender. This probably should have put it in the blender, but I haven't really got a small enough blender. I'm only making a small amount, so we'll just have to mix it around. Oh, that's not going to work properly, is it? Well, I forgot that's going to make this work properly. We'll just have to persevere and mix it round, because there's going to be, I don't want lumps of it, but anyway. So, you don't let me see making a fool of myself and not mixing that properly. I'll mix it properly and we'll be back. Right, so that's mixed in relatively well. Let's give it a taste. Salty. Maybe a little bit too salty, but let's just, do you know, it's not that dissimilar from the way garlic butter tastes. Not that dissimilar. So apologies if you are horrified with the amount of butter that people use, but that's a you problem, isn't it? So how's it taste? I'm going to be generous with it. It's a treat. I'm not saying that you should eat all this kind of stuff all the time, but now, not for people who like salty foods, but if you like a bit of salt, that's lovely, is that? I'm just have to try a bit more. So that would be delicious, turned into like a garlic butter, and then made like a garlic bread where you get a loaf and you slice it, and then you butter the inside of the French stick, the baguette, slice it, and then you butter on the other side, and then you bake it in the oven. That would be delicious for that. So one of those things, what have you got in the house, to make a butter, to make a garlic bread. You haven't got any garlic powder or anything like that. It'll have garlic powder in, won't it? It'll have a little bit of garlic powder, chicken powder, chicken meat, spices, acidic, citric acid, caramelized sugar, syrup, something other. I haven't got my glasses on. Palm fat, yeast extract. Obviously, it's just like having Bovril. It's just like having Marmite on toast. So that would make a really nice garlic butter. No, not a garlic butter, but a garlic bread. Kind of substitute garlic butter for substitute in your what we call it, in your bread. Same kind of flavour profile, salty type of flavour. Nice with some herbs in it. It'd be nice if you were to, when you were roasting the chicken and you put butter underneath the skin next to the flesh, you could use that, and that would season the chicken and be absolutely delightful. I think someone's probably already done that, but that's lovely. So I reckon for every, so they're 10 grams. So for every 50 grams of butter, I'd use 2 grams worth of chicken stock cube. So I used a quarter. It's like a fifth, or probably a bit better. Maybe even take it down to like 1 gram per 50 gram, 1 gram of chicken stock cube for every 50 grams worth of butter. If you're not a fan of things that like salty, but some people have got it's nice to have something that's a bit salty now and again, like properly salted butter rather than just slightly salted. But anyway, so that's delicious and something we can think about as well.